Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening po sa lahat ng nakikinig po.
Hello to all our viewers from here and around the world.
Napakaganda na ating talinteman ngayong hapon ito.
Isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat.
Well, friends,
Welcome to the Bridges Show.
I'm very happy to be here, and I think it should be a really interesting and fun topic.
What are the things you want to learn? So I want to take it from there and then I listen to them.
Meron silang mga mithiin upang maging makabuluhan pa ang pagiging Katoliko. Lalong-lalo na sa susunod na henerasyon.
sa akin po, sa mga kabataan, use competence as a basis.
In real life, hindi naman talaga tayo tumitigil sa buhay. Kailangan talaga tuloy lang ang buhay kahit anong challenges natin.
Palawan, Cebu, Baguio City, Attorney Dwight, pati La Union. So we are saying that revenge travel is real.
Mas kailangan natin na i-share ang hiwaga ng sining sa mga tao.
Food and health should go hand in hand. So yan ang gusto namin paratingin sa gobyerno.
If you will just devote your life teaching, hindi ka yayaman sa pera, pero yayaman ka sa tao.
Siyempre, ang pinakamaganda po naman sa ating universidad ay yung talagang natuturuan po tayo kung paano maging mabuting tao.
Happy anniversary to Bridges! Here at Bridges, we build bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love.
Naging paksa ng sining ang pag-ukit ng bakal sa loob ng libo-libong taon. Bagaman matagal nang umiiral ang sining na ito sa loob ng maraming siglo, marami sa atin ang hindi lubos na uunawaan ang kanyang kagandahan. Ito ay nangangailangan ng presisyon at expertise. Ang mga bihasang manggagawa ay maingat na lumilikha ng bawat piraso bilang isang natatanging obra ng sining. Sa kabanatang ito ng Bridges ngayong linggo, tuklasin natin ang sining ng pag-ukit ng metal at kilalanin natin ang isang makabago at kontemporaryong manlililok sa panahon ngayon. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako nga pala si Gene Kenneth M. Ilagan mula sa College of Science Alumni Association at ikinagagalak ko makasama kayong lahat sa isa na namang makabuluhang kwentuhan dito sa Bridges na pinamagatang Manlililok, Apoy at Bakal. Okay, magandang araw sa ating lahat. Kung nasaang mang parte ng mundo kayo ngayon, magandang araw, magandang gabi, o magandang hapon sa lahat ng mga alumni sa nanonood ngayon ng ating Bridges program. Magandang araw sa mga nanonood na hindi naman tumasino pero andito dahil gusto nilang may matutunan. At syempre magandang araw sa lahat ng mga estudyante ng UST. Sa mga first-time viewers ng ating Bridges program, ito ay isang handog ng University of Santo Tomas Alumni Association or UST-AAI. Ito ay isang virtual talk show kung saan pinabahagi natin ang mga expertise, di ba, ng ating mga alumnus, ng mga alumni ng UST sa iba't ibang larangan. At sa programa ngayong araw, ito ay hatid sa atin ng College of Fine Arts and Design Alumni Association sa pakikipagtulungan sa UST Alumni Association Incorporated. At syempre, bago tayo tuluyang pumunta sa ating paksa ngayong hapon na sobrang nakakamangha naman talaga. Kasi, di ba, marami tayong alam na iba't ibang klaseng obra maestra. Pero sa araw na ito, tutukosin natin isang mga kakaibang obra maestra, At syempre ngayon aalamin natin sino ba ang taong nasa likod nito. Kaya isang makabuluhang programa ang ating matutuklasan ngayong hapon. Pero before tayo mapunta dyan, alamin lang natin, we request sa lahat ng mga nanonood na huwag kalimutan mag-like at mag-share. At syempre, mag-subscribe sa ating UST Tomasian Alumni Community YouTube channel. At syempre, huwag kalimutan i-follow, i-like at i-share ang ating Facebook page. Ito ay isang malaking suporta sa programa natin ngayong araw. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng nanonood, sa lahat ng manonood at sa lahat ng mga interesado na sumama sa Bridges program natin. At huwag na nating patagalin pa ang ating introduction. Kasi kailangan ibigay natin ang mas maraming oras para madiscover natin paano ba nagaganap ang itong kakaibang obra maestra na to. Kung handa na ang lahat, ipapakilala na natin siya. So sino nga ba ang ating kapita-pitagang bisita ngayong hapon na ito? Yung guest natin today ay isang metal sculptor. Professionally practicing since 2009. Pero hindi siya nagsimula bilang sculptor, to note. Nagsimula siya bilang isang estudyante din, major in architecture. Di ba? Akalain mo yun, no? So, mula sa career niya, nag-grow to, no? Ang focus niya would be more on the metal, black iron, steel, brass, copper, and stainless. Done in a matter of bend and weld. Ayan, di ba? So, ang sining na didiscover natin ngayong hapon, hindi to paint, diba? Hindi to likha na gamit ang lapis, kung hindi bakal, metal, at mga bagay na hindi mo sukat akalain na pwede pala maging isang obra maestra. In 2018, naging finalist siya sa GSIS Nationwide Competition for Sculpture with his entry na Reimagining St. George and the Dragon. At ang dami niya naging exhibits, not just here in the Philippines, pero sa labas din ng bansa natin. Isama mo na yung US, sa New York, sa Los Angeles, in Italia, sa Venice, sa Florence, in South Korea, Egypt, Malaysia, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Indonesia, and ang pinaka-recent is here in Malaysia. Malapit na, no? So, soon, lalabas ulit siya para mag-exhibit sa iba pang bansa. Also, napili siya bilang isang board sa judges ng recently concluded na Metrobank Art and Design Excellence just in 2023. And siya rin ang isa magiging jury for an international art festival sa South Korea. In 2021, he was appointed as a cultural ambassador to Korea by the International Culture and Arts Federation of Korea and the International Council of Museums of Korea. He has also been part ng jury of several international art festivals and has been a judge for a sculpture competition in 2021. And meron din siyang libro. Akalain mo yun, no? Hindi lang pala manlililok ang kasama natin ngayong hapon, kundi isa rin siyang author. Wow! Magic in Metal and published by the Department of Foreign Affairs, a Foreign Services Institute na na-launch lang noong 2023. So, huwag natin patagalin pa. Sino makakasama natin? Let's give it up for our speaker for this afternoon, Mr. Richard Buksani. Richard, magandang hapon.
Magandang hapon, Jean.
Kamusta ka naman?
Sa lahat ng nanonood. At sana kung meron kayong tanong later, mag-comment lang kayo so we can answer those questions. Yes.
Ayan. Yan, Richard, no? Grabe. Nag-start ka architecture. Diba? Diba? So, yung architecture mo, napunta ka bigla sa sculptor. Diba? So, kung hihimayin natin yun, no, Richard, no, grabe. The transition was big. The transition was great. Kumbaga, nung estudyante ka ba ng UST at ikaw ay nag-aaral ng architecture, naisip mo ba noon na magiging sculptor ka? O ang focus mo noon was really doon sa course mo noon, no, na architecture?
Hindi ko na imagine na magiging artist ako, no. But then, back in the days, ang College of Architecture and Fine Arts, isang college lang kami. Unlike right now, no, na magkasama sila sa isang building pero two different colleges. So somehow, pagka nasa isang college ka na artistic ang mga tao, I guess magra-rub off din talaga kahit na hindi yun ang major mo. So, but then, if you think about it, being an architect, three-dimensional ako mag-isip. Okay. So, I guess it came natural to me na nung matuto ko ng art welding, especially sa steel, three-dimensional din kasi ang sculptures. So, yung transition wasn't really difficult. Ang difference lang was that it came very late. Oh, well, not very late. Late. Sige, let's say late. So, I was already sculpting. So, I guess I'm one of those lucky persons na nakapag-transition sa isang trabaho na parang hindi ako nagtatrabaho.
Ah,
So I
wow.
just
So,
love what I do, 'di ba? So every day is a joy for me,
mhm.
and I celebrate life every time I go to work
Mhm.
every single day. So
Pero
it's a blessing for me.
good for you, Richard, no? Ang swerte nga. Pero Richard, bago ka naging sculptor, ano ba ginagawa mo nun?
Nung mag-start ako, I wasn't even in architecture, no? Kasi I guess I'm a people person, so I went into marketing. So at first, ang longest career ko was in real estate,
Mhm.
sa marketing. And then afterwards, I got into finance. So that's the second job, no, na mahaba-haba rin ng career ko ron. And then when my daughter was born 17 years ago, I was thinking na ayoko na ng corporate kasi buong buhay namin nagre-report kami for work sa Makati. So I decided to practice my discipline, which is architecture. So I went into design and construction. But nung pumasok ako ng design and construction, nag-start na ako mag-painting. No? So that was 17 years ago, no? And then 15 years ago, I got into sculpting. So yun nga, nasa design ako. So nagpapa-commission ako ng mga works kay Ronald Castrillo, which is a good friend of mine. Yung mga kailangan ko for my projects, ginagawa niya. But then, you know, some people are really more generous than others. Eh. So I benefited from that. Tinuruan niya ako to sculpt, ano? And then nung matuto ko, tuloy-tuloy na. So this is my 15th year. My 15th anniversary as a sculptor.
So yung una mong 15 years ago, naalala mo ba, Richard, yung pinakauna mong ginawa na metal sculptor? Nandyan pa ba?
Oh, yes, nasa akin pa. Samurai Warrior, which is done in 2009. So it's still with me, nandito sa studio. I still keep it for posterity, no? And then, ang first exhibit ko was in 2017.
Wow!
Parang it's what? 7 years na naghihintay ako to be
To
able
launch it.
to, yes. So I was just doing works regularly. So yung discipline nandun pa rin.
Kasi interesting yun, no, Richard. Parang siguro yung alam ko lang na nagme-metal sculptor, parang it's either mapapanood mo na siya sa movie, very rare lang siya. Pero ikaw, paano mo nakuha yung inspiration na, sige, I will be doing metal works. Ito yung magiging focus ng kagustuhan ko, no? And nasabi mo kanina, you started it out with the painting. So, paano nag-transition from painting to metal na parang yun yung naging, ano mo, no? Naging, kumbaga, tuloy-tuloy ka na from there.
Actually, by luck lang nga talaga eh. Nung tinuruan ako, I thought
Nagustuhan
I
mo.
can do it. Oo. Pero it did not come so easily. Kasi I would remember, you know, minsan 12 hours ako sa studio ng kumparing Ronald ko. Or we call him Ronnie. Pag uuwi ako, ang sakit-sakit ng katawan ko. Kasi, you know, coming from corporate, which I did for 15, 16 years, ano, prior to becoming an artist, biglang ngayon, manual labor na trabaho ko. Nandyan yung matatalsikan ka ng metal, ano, mapapaso ka. And then, well, it's really hard work to work in a studio na nakababad ka sa init. Kasi we're talking about live fire. So,
yes.
Okay. Let me walk you through lang sa process, ano, kasi you mentioned earlier na I do this in the bend and weld method. Okay. So may mga sculptors na nagka-cast.
Okay.
Yan yung gumagawa sila ng molde, and then they will use molten steel or molten metal to pour, no? Meron namang ibang nagfo-forge. Yan yung mga tinatrabaho halimbawa ng mga panday
Yes.
na pinapalo naman nila into shape.
Mhm.
Now, ang difference nung bend and weld method namin is that we start out with flat sheets
Okay.
and we do cutouts o minsan free form. Dalawa kaming tao na sa process ng pagbuo. Meron akong spotter.
Mhm.
Now, yung spotter ko, may hawak siyang acetylene torch. Yan yung
Oh.
normal na nakikita nyo na may dalawang gas tank or what we call gas welding.
Mhm.
Sa mga talyer, makikita mo
Yes.
yung mga
Oo.
gumagawa ng bodies ng mga sasakyan. Ano? Ito yung ginagamit nila.
Pag
So,
may
yun ang
bangga.
ginagamit ko.
Oo, yung pag may
So,
bangga, di ba?
ina-apply namin yung fire na yun. Oo. Yes, dun sa metal para maging malleable siya. So ngayon, pagka nainitan na siya, pwede ko na siyang i-shape into
I-bend.
whatever shape I want.
Mhm.
I-bend, yes. And then
Oo.
magta-tack weld kami. Tack weld meaning spot welds lang siya.
Yun
Then
yung
later on, full weld na siya. So it's a continuous process. Hindi yan yung tipo na umupo ako ngayon, mamayang hapon, tapos na. So it takes weeks or sometimes even months bago kami makatapos ng isang pyesa. Like, perfect example is this rooster, no? Sa likod ko. Bawat isang balahibo niyan is hand cut. So isa-isa, binubuo namin yung mga balahibo. Spot weld. Tapos nun, pag buong-buo na siya, ginagrind yan at saka pinapolish.
Matrabaho.
Matrabaho. Maraming proseso.
Maraming proseso.
Pag pintor ka, di ba, meron kang canvas, meron kang kulay, tatrabahuhin mo yan mag-isa. From start to finish. Ang proseso ng paglililok, napakagandang salita, no? Lilok, manlililok. Hindi siya natatapos ng isang tao lang. Kung gusto mo ng mas mabilis na paraan ng paglililok. So, meron kaming tinatawag na studio or our studio practice na marami kaming klaseng tools na ginagamit, electric tools, mga hand tools, para magawa namin yung gusto namin. So, hindi rin siya precise in a way, kasi kung meron magpapagawa sa amin ng, halimbawa gusto niya ng isang, halimbawa malaking robot, 20-foot tall. So we will have to devise a way to do all of those from a small maquette na ganyan lang halimbawa kalaki, no? And then i-blow up namin to 20 feet. So marami kaming consideration. Una, structural, tatayo siya. Pangalawa, wind factor. Pag bumagyo, matutumba ba siya? Pangatlo, timbang. Transport ba namin siya sa actual site?
Yep. Saka yung bigat niya.
Oo. Maipe-present namin siya ng maganda that would survive all other elements na magkukos ng deterioration sa materials namin. So, in a nutshell, yun ang ginagawa ng isang
manlililok
metal sculptor. Yes.
Pero Richard, dinodrawing mo rin ba yan prior? O minsan diretso na sa isip mo na ganito yung sukat niya, ganito yung itsura niya, o kailangan pa dumaan yan sa isang matinding kumbaga thought process na kailangan mo muna i-drawing, kailangan mo muna ipapel lahat?
Okay. Two parts kasi ang practice. Okay. Normally, pag may ginagawa ko sa studio, I start at 7 a.m. I do some sketches on the material itself. Tapos kina-cut out, no? It's because siguro may mastery of the technique na ako. So, hindi ko na kailangan ng sketch. However, kapag may mga ideas ako outside of the studio, halimbawa, nasa sala ko, may naisip ako. Maraming nakakalat sa buong bahay namin ng mga sketch pad. So this is to be able to preserve the idea.
Yeah.
at that moment and be able to concretize that idea later on. So meron kaming parang sort of inspiration sketchbooks.
Mhm.
So doon nanggagaling yung mga ibang ideas namin.
So ngayon, gaano na karami ang nagawa mong work of art? Since 2009, mabibilang mo pa ba siya?
Hindi na, pero ang pinaka active talaga ako was starting say 2017 ano.
Mhm.
So I could probably do 100 works in a
Ang
year.
dami. 100 works in a year. In a year.
Yes.
Alin doon ang pinaka-memorable para sa'yo?
Pinaka-memorable.
Like siguro pinakamahirap or pinaka-challenging na work of art na ginawa mo for a person or ginawa mo para sa sarili mo?
Marami naman siya, no?
Mhm.
But I particularly remember doing a Saint Michael artwork,
Mhm.
which was exhibited in Venice, Italy, one of the collateral shows sa isang gallery during the opening of the Venice Biennale ng 2022, I
Mhm.
think. So 2 years ago.
Recent lang. Very recent.
Yes, yes. And we were able to travel to Italy at the time kasi parang the opening was April 20 or 21. March 30 nag-open ng ang Embassy of Italy for application for visa.
Mhm.
So we already gave up hope na makaka-attend pa kami ng show.
Tight yung schedule eh.
Yes, and that ipapadala pa kasi namin yung artwork, ano? But then, the blessing came. Within 1 week, nakakuha kami ng visa and kasama ko ang asawa ko, si Tricel, which is also a Tomasian. So we were given the opportunity to attend that show and it was something else.
Iba yung feeling.
So ang celebration ng art in Venice during the time is citywide.
Mhm.
So napakasaya.
Anong feeling, Richard, pag nakakatapos ka ng isang work of art na ganyan, no? Kasi hindi siya something common. Like, siguro, ilan lang nakakakita ng ganyan eh. How do you feel when people appreciate your work of art na, oh, totoong bakal pala siya. Mabigat pala siya. Hindi lang pala siya something na 3D. It's real metal. Di ba?
Well, kapag gumagawa kami rito at nakakatapos ako, no? Well, it's just another day for work para sa akin, no? However, ang difference is yung combination of all these works, because I also exhibit with may mga galleries na nagre-represent sa akin, ano? So like I'm preparing for a solo show for Art Lounge Manila in Alabang for June. Yun yung culmination ng lahat ng tinrabaho namin. So ibig sabihin, I will work for 7 months for one show. And then for that one day, doon mo mararamdaman how important the work that you have done really is. Kasi on that day, yun yung araw na, well, in a way, bida ka, no? But
Yes.
then makikita mo sa isang gallery na kung saan blank ang isang space, maganda siya, and then you would see people appreciating it. Now dito sa studio, ang ka-interface ko lagi isang asawa ko. So,
Okay.
sasabihin ko sa kanya, meron akong bagong gawa. But over time, you would realize na you don't need acknowledgement from other people to know that, your work is
You're
good.
doing well. Yep.
Yes. Malalaman mo yung value ng work mo, whether it succeeds or hindi, is during the show already. So, because ako, I have my own interpretation for all of the works, ano? But then, some people, when they see my work and they connect with it, doon mo makikita yung wider horizon. Ano ba, may ginawa kang, example, itong rooster na to, no? Sa ibang tao, they connect with it because halimbawa, ang father nila is a sabongero
Yep.
and they grew up with this rooster na
Kapatid nila.
himas ng tatay nila, o kasama
Kapatid
nila
daw
sa
nila eh.
bata. Exactly. Or yung iba, halimbawa, I was born in the year of the rooster. So the connections are there. So you just have to, bukod sa nagpe-present ako ng something more personal sa akin, because of course, I also create narratives out of these works, no? But natututo rin ako from the other people viewing the work. Ganon.
Ano ba madalas na inspiration ng mga artwork mo? Kasi sabi mo nga kanina, you have a rooster at your back and then there's a dragon, tama, sa likod mo.
Yes.
Are you focusing more on animals, more on live items like mga people, what you see from your day-to-day life, or are you using your imagination to create a new perspective?
Well, sabi sa akin ng isang kaibigan kong artist before when I was starting, you have to create your own narrative. Ano ba yung nasa puso mo? Ano ba yung gusto mong gawin? So, it took me 7 years to realize ano talaga yung gusto kong gawin. So, I was just creating. So, parang naisip ko kasi when I was in college, I was already heavy into manga. So, Japanese pop art. So, nag-start ako sa mga Japanese pop art. And I love the work of Akira Kurosawa. So, ang approach ko to art is medyo global din in a way. Now, hindi ako pure Filipino by ethnicity, no? So, I'm half Indian. So, my father is from India, who grew up in Jakarta. So somehow I'm a product of a third culture. Hindi ako pure Filipino. Pag nakita niyo ako ng mga pure Filipino, sasabihin niyo si Sir Richard ata hindi marunong magtagalog. So but then when the Indians see me, makikita nila na hindi ako pure Indian. Di sasabihin nila, itong si Richard hindi natin to kalahi. So I'm neither Filipino or Indian. By judgment ng ibang tao. But ako, really from the start, I chose to be Filipino. But then, malawak ang mundo para sa akin.
Correct.
So kaya ang approach ko, kung ano yung sa tingin kong gusto kong gawin, I guess it's a narrative that I can pull off kasi hindi naman ako lumaki sa probinsya, lumaki ako sa Maynila. Hindi ako sanay ng may nagtatanim ng palay o may sosoga ng kalabaw. Kaya ganon.
Kaya nga siguro marami nagtatanong ngayon, no? Kaya interesting tong topic natin. Kasi syempre, no, metal art, di ba? So ngayon, you have a lot of na nagawa na Richard, no? Saan ba makikita tong mga artworks mo? Para lahat ng mga nako-curious ngayon, may idea. Saan ko ba pwede puntahan si Richard? Mukhang hindi ko naman pwede sabihin yung address mo.
Yes. Meron naman po, you can look for Richard Buksani Sculpture Studio sa Waze. So nakapin ang aming studio. Meron kami ditong coffee shop. So yung aking studio rito is already an art hub in Imus, Cavite. Now, meron kaming public gallery na nagfi-feature ng mga young artists or masters in free exhibits. So libre to. Pwede silang pumunta for the price of a coffee. Makakapag-enjoy ka na ng art. At ang mga pinapresent namin hindi mga ordinaryong exhibits, no? Because we also vet the artist na pinapresent namin. So every month, in the middle of the month, no, nagpapalit kami ng exhibit. So right now, for example, meron kaming tribute show to 3 artists who passed away during I think 2021, 2022. So these artists are Riel Hilario and Carlito Ortega from San Pablo, And then the other one is Rene Robles, who is a national artist nominee
Okay.
last year. So these are works na mostly nasa private collection or say nasa museum. So we give an opportunity to our guests to be able to enjoy these works na you only have to go to museums para mo makita.
At the price of coffee.
At the price of
Diba? Richard Bocsani, ano ulit yun? Richard Bocsani
Sculpture Studio.
Sculpture Studio sa Imus, Cavite.
Imus Cavite.
Grabe, Imus. Malapit lang Imus, Cavite, no? From Manila. That's just an hour and a half, no? Travel lang from UST. Actually, wala pang 2 hours yan. For sure, makakarating kayo dyan. Malapit lang ba siya sa, sa highway? O nasa medyo loob-looban?
Yes, dahil merong Cavitex.
Oo.
So,
doon.
Quezon City to my studio is less than an hour.
Oh, di ba? Kayang-kaya puntahan kung nakakapunta
Kahapon,
tayo.
we had a visitor from LA, from California, San Francisco, no? Nagland ang kanilang airplane sa NAIA Terminal 3 and it took them 28 minutes to get to my studio.
Diba?
Direct from the airport. So, diba?
Sobrang lapit.
Yes.
Yeah. So right now, Richard, you told us kanina na meron kang team, no? So people might be questioning themselves right now, no? Kaya ko rin ba yan? Is it mahirap? Is it something na talagang kailangan tulad mo, no, na may luck na pumasok sa kamay mo kaya bigla ka nakapag-sculpt ng mga metal? Pero for a normal person who has a passion for art, is it something that hard to do or kailangan ng extra preparation?
Well, mahirap siya. Okay. 1, you have to acquire the skill. 2, you need space. 3, you need specialized equipment. Kasi you'll be working with a lot of tools, ano?
May investment. Kumbaga may investment.
Yes. Kasama rin yan, ano? Now, I guess siguro kaya hindi ako sobrang nahirapan in a way. Kasi when I got started 15 years ago, established naman ang aspect ng livelihood ko sa buhay. So, I asked my supportive wife for her permission na sabi ko, I really wanted to become a full-time artist. Although hindi pa naman immediately, no? But of course, if you become a full-time artist, it means yung family coffers will also suffer. Kasi even if I'm making a little money, I have to keep on reinvesting on my discipline and my practice in order to sustain yung longevity. So, again, my wife supports my creativity and artistry, so pumayag siya. So, I guess nung first 2 years, I'm even lucky to break even. But I guess on the 3rd year, may mga commissions na. Now, some projects will help you support other projects. This is how it works, no? Say, gumawa ako ng isang public monument example, no? So it's something that is dictated by your clients. So of course there is still creativity, pero limited ang creativity. But there is profit to be made in a way, no? So when you make something out of this project, then now you can prepare for say a exhibit na kung ano naman yung gusto mo. So somehow it's a hybrid practice.
So ano siya, passion, art, likeness, and then profit.
And flexibility.
Pero maganda ba? Let's say, maganda ba yung income sa ganyan? Kasi syempre, no, you told us kanina, no, that you are, kumbaga, there should be an investment, no? You should be financially ready to do this one. And of course, you have to to have a supportive wife to do this one. No? Is it something profitable, or is it really something that's when you get to this kind of projects, talagang expect mo na mauubos ang resources mo?
At some point, it becomes profitable naman. Enough to sustain your practice and a few comforts, of course, no? But I remember nung nag-start ako, halos ipamigay na nga lang namin ng trabaho sa presyo na binibenta namin. Because we want people to appreciate our work. But, as you progress, as you get known, as you get comfortable sa circuit na ginagalawan mo, then of course, you get a small following. But you have to remember na ang sculptors ko konti.
Yes, exactly. Yun nga eh. Yun nga.
So siguro, it would be safe to say na for every 100 painters, isa lang ang sculptor. So 1:100 ang ratio. So parang 1% lang.
Correct.
But you also have to remember, ang market for sculptures ko konti rin.
Exactly. Ayun nga eh. Kaya nga, does it make it make you more of a wanted person? Di ba? Like, parang right now, Richard, you tell me, are you one of those na on demand na, oy, kailangan ko na sculptor? Is Richard Bocsani on top of the heads of people?
Well, hindi naman sa ganun, no? But there is a certain niche na I would qualify. Okay, I have example, my friend, Toymi Imao, he does a lot of public monuments. So, this is a niche market para sa kanya na maliit. Ako, normally, I would do tabletop sculptures. Yan ang pinaka madalas na ginagawa ko. So, hindi ako masyado nagfo-focus sa public monuments. But of course, if I can do some public monuments na I am qualified to do, I guess, why not, di ba? So, you just have to play your strength. Kung saan ka, saan ka magaling. Because ang metal sculpting, marami pa rin yung facets, no? So, I probably just mastered a few techniques. Pero in the process of growing, marami pa rin techniques na po pwedeng i-develop, matutunan, at mai-apply sa practice. So, I guess, mataas pang learning curve ko.
Kumbaga more.
Ginagawa ko. Yes.
Pero right now, Richard, is there anything that's stopping you? Or can you say na tuloy-tuloy to hanggang in the next 5 years, 10 years? And what's what's the next step?
Ang projection ko is I will be working this until the finish line.
Wow.
There is no retirement in creative work. So you just keep on doing kung ano yung gusto mo. So, well, hopefully, hindi naman ako demanding kahit na hanggang 99 years old lang ako, okay na ako. Kahit hanggang 100.
Kasi diba, sabi mo nga kanina, it requires a lot of physical stress, physical effort eh. Kasi mag-cut ka pala ng metal, mahirap na.
Yes, so that's true. However, each assistant that I have, I consider as an extension of my arms.
Yes.
Okay, so para akong octopus. So meron ako mga assistants which I treat as extension of my arms. So I can actually do project management. So, alam ba, nag-start ako ng isang sculpture, no? Okay. Gumawa ako ng kamay o pwede ko na i-farm out sa isang tao ko. So, then matapos naming buuin, ibibigay ko na sa isang assistant ko to do the full welding. Afterwards, ibabalik sa akin, I will add more details. Ibabalik ko na naman for polishing. So it's a continuous process na pabalik-balik, paulit-ulit. But it's a very efficient system that I have in here. Probably because dati akong contractor.
Correct.
So if I can build a house in 10 months, how much more one tabletop sculpture?
Mhm.
You know, I can build in probably 2 weeks to a month, no? So every skill that I acquired nung hindi pa ako artist, na-i-apply ko.
Correct.
So, magaling ako sa marketing because trabaho ko yan. So, hindi ako na problema to look for clients for my works.
Nag-finance ka
And-
pa.
Yes.
Diba?
Tapos, nagpa-project management ako in construction. So, na-i-apply ko rin yun. Siguro ang pinakamahirap na work lang sa akin is administrative work.
Mhm.
Kasi when I got into sculpting, ang ayaw ko nang gawin is humarap sa computer.
Talaga. Mas gusto
Kasi
mong
sa akin-
hawak ang welding rod at
Yes,
welding
oo.
machine.
Parang yung administrative work ang tedious work para sa akin.
Mhm.
So now my wife also helps me with a lot of the documentations because if I have to bring works abroad or if I have to send them abroad, maraming process. We have to get permits pa minsan with NCCA.
Correct?
Tapos we have to put the artworks in crates
Mhm.
and then send certifications. We have to get a courier to do those works. Tapos, like ngayon, si Tricel ang tumulong na mag-send ng mga videos and photos natin, no?
Mhm.
So, later we can show them kung a short clip, no, kung paano kami mag-weld.
Ang galing, no? Ang galing, no, Richard, no? Imagine mo, no? Nag-start ka from corporate, di ba? Corporate, you have trained yourself doon sa mga marketing side, sa finance side, and then you became a contractor, and then you converted yourself to an artist, and then still, no, nagagamit mo pa rin yung mga skills mo na yun. So, in short, walang tapon. Di
Oh,
ba?
wala. You
Wala.
just have to know where to put it to good use siguro.
Exactly, no? You have maximized your resources for your
Yes.
own, di ba? For your own happiness. I should call it happiness kasi you're still
Yes.
doing it, and by the looks of you, no, you look like 35 years old who can still strive for the next 100 years sculpting the next metal art.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you kung mukha akong 35, no? But I'm actually old.
Ay,
And I can feel it in my bones. Would you
ramdam na.
just
Baka kailangan na
imagine?
i-weld, baka kailangan na i-metal weld ng konti yung bones natin, ah.
I remember nung nag-uumpisa ako, ang dami kong paso.
Mhm.
Tumatalsik ang metal. Tapos, kasi pag nagtatrabaho ko, meron akong long nose na pliers. Ano na yan? Normal na sa amin yan. Okay. So, kapag nainitan ng bakal o ang tanso, mapula siya.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, mawawala yung pagkapula niya. Now, nung umpisa, nakakalimutan ko kasi na mainit.
Mhm.
So, minsan nahahawakan ko yung yung bakal. Bigla, pakita mo, lapnos na yung balat ko.
Mm.
Kasi nga hindi na siya mapula. Okay? So, eventually, yung mastery pumapasok because yung discipline mo, bumibilis.
Mhm.
Okay.
Correct.
What do you mean bumibilis? Ang isang artist na hindi nagtatrabaho araw-araw at talon-talon, Kasi may mga ganong artist eh.
Yeah.
Gagawa lang ako kung kailan ko gusto, di ba?
Mhm.
So, sabi nga nila, may mga artist na moody. Okay. Ang practice ko, hindi by mood. We do work every day, Monday to Saturday. We start at 7, we go off at 2:30 p.m.
Mhm.
So, compressed ang aking oras. But after 2:30, we also do overtime work kung gusto naming matapos sa ibang trabaho, dahil ginagawa ko to 8 to 10 hours a day, imagine yung experience ng isang 2 times a week lang gumagawa. So, ang ratio ng tinatrabaho ko sa tinatrabaho na, I can shorten my experience from 5 years to 2 years. Or maybe from 7 years, mako-compress ko in 2 years yung experience.
Mhm.
Kasi everyday akong gumagawa.
Yes, oo.
Diba? So kaya yung production ko, in a way, minsan umaabot ako ng 100 kasi
Oo nga,
there
mabilis
will
nga
be
eh.
smaller works, merong mas malaki, no? But then pagka nagkaroon naman ako ng mga 7-footer or 10-footer
Projects, no?
sculptures,
Oo.
it means yung 100 ko would be substantially less.
Mhm.
Kasi nakafocus kami in bigger sculpture. So maybe from 100 in 1 year, pwedeng 50 or 60 na lang. Kasi yung malalaking works, kinain yung yung oras namin for the smaller works. Yeah. So normally may offsetting din.
Galing naman. Ang sipag mo din naman, Sir Richard, no? Grabe naman yung dedication mo to do it. And people maybe right now, no, are wondering, how does it look like na ginagawa mo yung project? Di ba, you have prepared a short video
Yes.
for us.
Yes,
Diba?
we can play that short.
Oo naman, para
short
naman
clip.
mapakita natin paano ba talaga ginagawa at ikaw ba talaga yun nasa video?
Yes.
Yun yung question natin. Sige, let's roll this video para mapakita natin paano ba ginagawa ni Richard yung kanyang art.
Yan, you can see na nag-a-apply kami ng ano, no? Light fire of the torch. Then, spot welding. Lagi mo may long nose para hindi
Favorite mo.
mapasok. So, pag mas matagal na welding process, no? Ito kasi parang demonstration. Leather apron ako para iwas pasok. Hindi kita maririnig. Pasok ka.
Ayan. Grabe, no? Pag natin mo yung video, parang ano talaga siya, no? Parang nasa garage mo, no? Your studio is like your garage, no? And then,
Yes.
walang kahit anong special tool. Kasi, di ba? Parang long nose lang yung hawak mo. You're working with a
torch.
Torch, di ba? And yung torch mo is yung typical torch.
Yes.
Di ba? Nothing special. Hindi siya.
Wala.
Pinoy na
Anybody
Pinoy.
can do it. Especially kung hindi ka takot sa apoy. Hindi ka takot mapaso. Hindi ka takot sa mabigat na trabaho. Because you really have to be dedicated to be able to learn something like this. Ano? So parang it doesn't come just because you want to do it. You really have to be passionate at saka disciplined. Kasi
Correct.
imagine, bibili ka ng torch, bibili ka ng grinders, polisher, mga wire brush.
Yes, ang dami niyan.
Tangke, bibili ka.
Oo.
So it also costs money.
Yes,
In
yes. Di ba?
order
And then,
to do that, diba?
and hindi naman instant yun, di ba? Sabi mo nga, talagang aabutin ka ng weeks for you to do it.
Yes.
So talagang madami.
Yes.
Sobrang dami.
But hindi naman impossible, no?
Oo
I'm
naman.
just saying it's
Kayang-kaya.
not that easy. So that's why pag nagtuturo ako, actually ang gas welding is parang masterclass na yan eh. So nagbibigay rin ako every now and then ng demonstration, ano. But pag nagbigay ako ng demo, nakakahawak naman sila. Okay. But not to the point na makakatapos sila.
Okay.
So, nung September of last year, nag-host ako ng 8 foreign artists dito sa studio namin. So, they stayed with us for 10 days. And we had an exhibit in Art Anton at the Conrad Hotel Manila. So, yan, binigyan namin sila ng quick demonstration on art welding. So, nakahawak naman halos lahat sila.
Interesting mo. Ano talaga, ilan kaya doon ang umatras?
Actually, wala naman. From the 8 foreign artists or 9, ang nakarating lang was 6. But, ang artist namin came from Norway, from Italy. Tapos, yung isa is from Japan. Yung isa is from Holland. One is from South Korea. Sino pa ba yung isa? Ayun.
So So right now, Richard, saan ka pa pwede makita yung artwork mo, no? Aside from going doon sa coffee shop mo in Imus, Cavite, where else can we see you, your artwork, and of course, no, yung mastery ng craft mo?
Okay. In Manila City Hall, there's the Manila Clock Tower Museum.
Mhm.
'Di ba may clock tower ang City Hall na
Yes,
from the
oo.
outside, no? So it has been converted into a museum.
Oh.
So I still have an exhibit there together with national artist Abdul Mari Imao,
Mhm.
Toym Imao, and presidential awardee Ramon Orlina, who happens to be a Tomasian as well.
Mhm.
So kami ni Sir Ramon Orlina, no, ang trajectory namin towards art is very similar kasi graduate din siya ng College of Architecture ng UST. And then later transitioned into glass sculptures. So the same way na ganun din ang naging trajectory ko, no.
In foreign lands, may makikita ka ba soon ng mga mahilig sa arts? Meron ka bang upcoming exhibits? Malay mo, we can promote it here as well para naman syempre, to appreciate yung art na nagagawa mo, Richard.
Okay. Katatapos ko lang ng show in Art Anton sa Conrad Hotel, but I have a show at Museo Orlina in Tagaytay City, which will be presented during the Lenten season. So that's one. Now, dito naman sa 15 Square Art Space namin, one of the few glass sculptors ng Philippines, si Marge Organo, who is also a Tomasian, will be holding a solo exhibit here in glass sculptures. So, again, hindi ka basta-basta makakakita ng ng glass sculptures ni Marge, no, na kung saan-saan lang. So it's a very good way to experience this exhibit. Now in April 2 po, we will be leaving for an exhibit in Hanoi, Vietnam, up to April 9. And then on April 10, I will be leaving for Kyoto for another exhibit in Japan. So, puro foreign artists ang kasama ko most of these two shows. So, again, every time we do the international shows, dala-dala namin ng pride ng Pinoy artist.
Ang galing.
Yes.
Ang galing, Richard. Ang galing. Richard, you have been mentioning kanina, no? Your friends are Tomasian. You are a proud Tomasian. Paano ba na-impluwensyahan ng Tomasian education yung ginagawa mo right now, no? What were the values of being a Tomasian that you still imbibe when you do art, when you represent the country and you represent yourself as well, no? And of course, no, as the Tomasian community.
Well, lahat ng art output ko, most of them were influenced during my UST days. So I guess it was already starting then. But then hindi siya nakaka-manifest because I wasn't into arts at the time. So later on, these are just realizations, especially because I do a lot of religious sculptures. So one of my favorite works that I do are Corpus Christi, and Saint Michael holds a very special place in my studio. So marami akong reiterations of this work, and ecclesiastical works I also do. So like for University of St. Lasal in Bacolod, the College of Professional Schools, ako yung gumawa ng crucifix nila for the chapel. And now one of my biggest ecclesiastical work will be for the altar of the Church of Lancaster here in Cavite. So it's a 4-meter tall Corpus Christi that will be mounted on a 7-meter tall crucifix.
Mhm.
So again, how would you find inspiration in all of this if hindi wala sa mindset mo ang mga ganung bagay? So maybe for others it's mechanical, pero sa akin it's really more personal.
Yeah.
And yung pride in doing all of these works for the church is also a source of pride for my practice.
Diba? Ang inspirational, no, Richard, no? Just imagine, no, your work of art, something that you want to do is because ang pinaghugutan niya is something personal. And that makes it more relatable. That makes it more relatable sa tao, no? That people get to be inspired because the work of art is actually made by a person. Diba? Yung may inspiration siya, yung may pinaghugutan siya. And most of all, dito nang gagaling yung motivation din ng ibang tao na if a person can do it, so could they. Kaya din nila. Kayang-kaya din nila. So Richard, you're an inspiration. You're an inspiration, no? Kaya nga, siguro, as we end, no, ang dami ko pang gustong itanong, no? Pero sadly, ito na naman yung saddest part ng all of part ng Bridges, no? When we actually need to close the program kasi nga limited ang ating time. But hopefully, we could talk to you soon, no?
Yes.
Richard,
thank you very much sa opportunity na binigay sa akin, no, ng Alumni Association. And I have to thank also the UST Atelier Alumni Association Incorporated. Si Ma'am Marisa Pe, kasi talagang kinulit-kulit ako ni Ma'am Marie, so we can do this, kasi very short yung time natin, no? In preparation for this, I think parang a little over a week lang when I was informed na we will do this interview, and it's very good that the association supports the achievements of the alumni. Yeah.
Yan. Maraming salamat, Sir Richard. And sana ma-invite ka ulit namin.
Who knows? Why not?
Malay mo, yung next interview mo, nasa Kyoto ka. Diba?
Yes. Saya nun, ano?
Diba? And, sir, on behalf of the USAAI and of course the Bridges program, we would like to thank you, of course, no, for sharing your knowledge, your blessing, and your inspiration to us. No, you have served as an inspiration to all. Lahat ng mga artists, lahat ng mga hindi pa nakikita yung kanilang passion and yung kanilang likeness. Kasi when you graduate from USC, diba, talagang skills, you will be bombarded, you will be attracted by different organizations. So, but at the end of the day, no, you chose yourself.
Thank you very much.
Diba? And
I'm a perfect example of somebody who did something crazy when they got older. So hindi pa huli ang lahat para sa mga gusto pang maging artist. Well, maybe not as a sculptor, no?
Oh, yes, but, yes.
If I can do it, anybody can also do it, no? So I hope maging inspiration nga for the creative ones na if they can find passion sa arts, then who knows, maybe magamit ninyo ang God-given talent ninyo into doing works that would shout the generosity na binigay sa atin ng Panginoon.
Yes. Okay. Maraming salamat, Sir Richard. Mabuhay ang Tomasino. Diba?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Sige. So, Richard, maraming salamat sa pagsama sa amin ngayong hapon. And again, no, on behalf of the USAAI, all our gratitude to you. And we wish you luck doon sa mga exhibits mo. And we are also looking forward na makapunta sa mga exhibits. Lalo na, accessible naman yung iyong mga work of art. Diba? Nasa Imus, Cavite ka lang naman.
Yes.
Okay. Ayan, maraming salamat, Sir Richard Boksani, from our alumnus, who have created, who is our manlililok diba? Doing metal art. And syempre, maraming salamat AAI for another successful program, no? And syempre, we will not end this program by just simply saying goodbye, no? We have some announcements for everyone. So from the UST AAI Secretary, just so you know, no, sa lahat ng mga gusto magpanotaryo, we have a notary service care of the UST AAI Talab at room 322 of BG Pop. Available siya from Mondays to Fridays except the holiday. Of course, no, just bring your documents, no. And before we end the show formally, we would like to thank all our alumni, students and friends who have faithfully watched, shared, and liked our Bridges episode. Of course, no, we encourage everyone to like and share our UST Tomasian Community YouTube channel. And of course, don't forget to like and share and follow us on our Facebook page. Kasi nandun po lahat ng aming mga past episodes. And of course, doon nyo kami abangan every Tuesday. And syempre, next week, aabangan nyo naman ang Bridges for another exciting episode. Diba? So be with us because here at Bridges, let us all build together bridges of faith, bridges of hope, and bridges of love. God bless you all, mabuhay, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much and see you around.